Welcome everybody to the 9th On the Nail reading here at the Locke Bar, brought to you in association with the Limerick Writers Centre. Tonight we are again in this fantastic new space, the Loft venue as it is called, which is a tremendous credit to the proprietor of the Loft, Richard Costello. Indeed, when we see so many businesses closing down, it's heartening to see someone with the vision to invest in his business, and for anyone associated with the arts in Limerick, it is particularly welcome. Tonight we divert a little from our usual format as we launch our poetry journal, Revival number 16, which marks the end of 4 years of publication. So first we will have a few words from one of our guests, Noel, who will officially launch the publication. We will then continue with the guests, and after that an open mic for anyone who wants to read something. I would ask the open micers to read only one piece if we don't want to run on too late. It's Sunday and Miss Dillon. Anyone who wants to read at the open mic, be sure to let Dominic know before it begins in approximately an hour's time. Also, I'd like to draw your attention to our book table. There are books by local authors, so please browse through them, and if you like, show your support for buying one. Okay, on with the show, and I'd like to introduce Noel King to launch Revival number 16.
Delighted to launch the issue 16 of Revival, and way back in 2004, all of us who had been going to the White House on a regular basis were informed that they were going to do an anthology, microphone on, so it was wonderful to be in that anthology, and we were delighted to see the emergence of Revival Press from that, both the journal Revival and all of the individual solo collections that Dominic has brought out. And it's where a lot of the best presses started, like Salmon started in 1981 with the journal called The Salmon, which developed into Salmon Publishing. And there's a long history of literary magazines in Limerick. And the earliest one I could find was, it was called The Magazine of Magazines. It ran for 232 issues between 1751 and 1769. Then there was one called Miscellaneous Repository, which ran for 26 issues from 1790. There were numerous journals during the 18th and 19th century. In the 20th century, there was a journal called Castle Poets, which ran for 3 issues, that was published by the Limerick Poetry Circle and printed by McKernan's Printing Works, Glenthorpe Street. I don't know if they're still there. Also in the 1970s, there was the University Review, which was published in Shannon between 1972 and 1998. And there was one with the intriguing title Neptune's Kingdom, which was published in Quay between 1972 and 1974. In 1975, the Stony Thursday Book, of course, was founded, and we're very pleased to know that that is still very strong. In fact, Mark Whelan, if he's here tonight, is editing the next issue. So moving on to issue 16, it's a wonderful journal. A lot of people have been published in this for the very first time, emerging poets like Sheila down there. And the subject matter is wide and varied. Tom Maloney talks about carbon footprints and all of that sort of stuff. Kevin Higgins, just a quote from Love and Revolution. I watched my Saturday mornings evaporate on various high streets, outside Safeways, or by Woodgreen Library, where I tried to convert girls who said they enjoyed the poetry of Charles Manson, were not sure what they thought about anything, but took a definite stand against antibiotics in a world where we waited for the worst to happen when it already had. And there's a great poem by Barry Finnegan, all about the band Black Sabbath and stuff like that. Tim Cunningham has a poem called The Singers and the Dancers, and he has a quote from Sheriff Francis Lloyd in Limerick in 1798, which he said, "You shall have singing and dancing enough." And there's a wonderful poem by Mary Hodgins Bean, Basra 2005, troops regroup, debrief, absolve themselves. For dinner, there's hamburgers and American coffee in this land of coffee. In the desert night, they dream of home in Midwestern towns, While in the ancient city, the dead are counted, women mostly, and prepared for burial. Then there's a lot of very traditional stuff. Ron Carey has a poem about Diarmid and Grania. There's Anthony Owen has a poem called The Silver Children, which is all about the children of Lir. And there's one by Anne O'Connor called Chopin's Grave. So it's only €7, the price of maybe a gin and tonic. So please buy it. Complete your collection. Buy every issue. Ensure in time there will be collector's items. And this one is by Claire Dollard. It's called Snowdrop. I won't read it all in case she's here this evening. And as many of the poets that have been published in Revival are budding poets, and they're emerging, and they're growing, and they're gaining in confidence, this poem reflects that. It's called Snowdrop. Plant me soon. Time is getting short for me to reach my full potential. I'll never grow that tall, 10 centimeters to be precise. Push me deep into the ground to help me emerge as my true self. So I officially declare Revival 16 launched.